Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So let me introduce His Holiness Janananda Maharaj. Maharaj was born in United Kingdom and he was initiated by Srila Prabhupada in 1972. So whilst I'm giving some introduction, I will give brief snippets, some unique things about Maharaj as per my experience when Maharaj used to come to our place in India. So whilst he was initiated in 1972, Maharaj used to do book distribution and Harinam in London every day. And this is verbatim by Maharaj what he told me. So if I make a mistake, Maharaj, you have to forgive me if I understood it incorrectly. So Maharaj told me that when he used to do book distribution in London, every day he was caught by the police, he was put in the prison, and in the morning they would let him out because he would not have done anything wrong. And he would get a chance to speak to the prisoners and they would do Harinam in the prisons as well. So I think it was very heart touching that usually when you go to the prison, you may get, oh, I don't want to do what I'm doing again because I'm going to jail. But Maharaj's motivation towards Krishna consciousness didn't get diffused just because he was going to jail. In fact, it motivated him even more. He held various positions in ISKCON and served Srila Prabhupada. And he goes to United Kingdom, Africa, Malaysia, Europe, Philippines, Australia and New Zealand. And I'm speaking this from ISKCON Desire Tree. And the next line is very heart-touching because it says, His Holiness Janananda Maharaj is a very exalted devotee. So
I should have a bigger chair. This is not high enough. I'm an exalted devotee. You have to put me up higher.
So you can see his sense of humor as well.
I'll just rearrange myself to be more exalted.
So I will tell you why this word very exalted is there, and I'll give you a snippet on that as well. And he travels and preaches all over the world. The main driving force behind the World Holy Name Initiative and wonderful projects in ISKCON. He is also member of committee for Kirtan Standards. So Maharaj is very, very famous for his Harinams. You could see him in Mayapur during Kirtan Melas. He will be the one who will be behind the rickshaws and doing Harinam and doing dancing. He is also part of Harinam committee in ISKCON. And it says his Kirtans, Harinam, skits, realizations, scholarliness in Shastras, witty nature, we just saw that, humility, which I'm going to talk about, and all other transcendental qualities attract the most demoniac souls.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, like
Attract all the demoniac
demons like me. To the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada and Lord Krishna. So there are so many anecdotes that I can give and I can spend half of the class talking about Maharaj, but I'll give one small snippet. So it was back in India. It's not now. Oh, okay. So this car IQY 2TN Toyota needs to be moved immediately now. Okay. Sorry, no problem. So I'm just going to give one snippet out of many snippets. So once it happened, Maharaj had to travel from Delhi to Malaysia and we had to book tickets for him. And usually when we as an individual, when we travel, we would usually book for ourselves either economy, or regular economy, or even business class. Even when we were like 35, 40 years old. And Maharaj was definitely 65 plus at that time. And when I was booking the ticket, Maharaj asked me, please make sure before you book, you ask me. So I was booking the ticket and gave him 3 or 4 options. And Maharaj said, no. You have to choose the budget airlines. And I don't want anything frills. I don't want frills. I want the cheapest ticket. So I said, Maharaj, but you don't need to worry about it. I am paying for it. So it's taken care of. I want to make sure that you're completely comfortable. But Maharaj said, no, it's Krishna's money. Even if some money is saved, you give it to the temple, but I have to go in the most basic thing because all I need is to travel from one place to another place. Why do you need luxury for this? So I was very touched, and there are so many such examples that I can talk about it. His humility is unparalleled. I have known so many senior devotees in ISKCON, but every time he has come to our place, something or the other has happened. You know, he would sometimes go to our kitchen and start cutting the vegetables himself, or start teaching my wife how to do things in what way. You know, and in fact, when I used to do altar seva, he would teach, no, this is the way to do it. Such a personalized and such a loving. My kids actually absolutely love him. Now they're 18 years old, but he met them when he was 6 years old. My children still remember that he's the only sannyasi who played with them, who rolled over the soil with them. So with that short introduction, I wanted to really thank Maharaj for coming here and giving his kind association. So we will do Vancha Kalpatrubhyas. So everybody should bow. Vancha Kalpatrubhyas cha, Kripa Sindhukaiva cha, Patitanam Pavanibhash. And we'll welcome Maharaj 3 times. Hari Bol! Hari Bol! Hari Bol!
Jaya Madhava Kunjaneha Gopika
kind introduction. I'm here. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Well, I don't know what to say because you said everything. That all the praises I was going to praise myself. You see, he's already beat me to it. How much am I supposed to give you for the tax shooting from that? You know, we Swamis, we just come to Australia, you know, we come here to get recognized, to sit on a pedestal, at an elevated seat, as we heard just now, elevated. What to do? What makes a person elevated? Materially speaking, you will have some kind of material asset of some kind. These days it's probably financial, I suppose, isn't it? When a person is very affluent financially, I guess they are recognized as something exalted. It's a general characteristic of Kali Yuga, isn't it? Money. If you have so-called money, and practically we don't have money nowadays. You have some kind of computerized figure somewhere, right? Which can be wiped off, you could be cancelled just like that, you've got nothing left. Just the press of a button, you're cancelled. Isn't it? What can you do? You can scream, cry, go to court. But, what can happen? Previously people had wealth. Now of course we have a nice house here in wherever we are. What's it called?
Point Cook.
Huh?
Point Cook.
One?
Point Cook. Point Cook.
Well, I thought there was another name for something.
Wyndham.
Huh?
Wyndham.
Wyndham. In Wyndham, in Point Cook, or Hoppers Crossing, or wherever it is, you may have a nice house. Even that, it may be on mortgage, I don't know. Sometimes you have to pay a mortgage, is it? It's not free, is it? It's not free. You have to pay, is it? All the time, not for your life, you know. Next life you can die early. You have to come back and carry on. You know, in this age you don't get off the hook that easy, I tell you. It's like, but no, it's like a fish we caught on the hook. You know, we're tempted, huh? I don't fish. My brother used to be a fisherman. He used to like going fishing, I don't like it. But he used to like fishing, put the bait on the hook, and then you come, poor fish is caught on the hook, which is inside the bait. So material life's like that, it's like a bait. Something attractive. Family life, wealth, Australia, Melbourne. I see most of you have not been sunbathing. I don't think you all got coloured by sunbathing in Melbourne. You're probably all coming from India, right? Is there anyone from India? Who's from India? Anyone? No, it's not everyone. There's an elderly lady over there, she didn't put her hand up. I think she's from India. You're not from India? Where are you from? Malta. Really? Oh, amazing. What are you doing here?
I have no choice.
No choice. I thought only the British did that. It's give you no choice, they would send you to Tasmania or something if you didn't agree with them. But anyway, Krishna's willing. Your parents came here. Fantastic. You were born here or born in Malta? Pardon?
Malta.
Born in Malta, and your parents came over to Australia. Anyone else not from India? You're not from India? I thought you were from India. Where are you from?
Originally from Holland.
Holland, really? You're Dutch. That explains it. Because I'm a Cantonese also. Many wonderful devotees from Holland. Who else is not from India? Where are you from?
Nepal.
Nepal, it's the same. Traveling with me is Janananda Prabhu. He's from Slovakia in Europe. You may not know where that is. It's in Europe. You know where Europe is. He's from Slovakia. So we have Holland, Slovakia, Malta. We're all Europeans sort of thing. You never guessed where that's from. Where are you from? Where are you from?
India.
India, yeah. Oh, it's someone behind Janananda. Mauritius! Wow. And maybe one or two from Mauritius today. Another Napoleon today. But almost all kind of Indian songs, wonderful. Fantastic. It's beautiful to see how Krishna consciousness, of course it originates, you could say, in what we call India, but how it's spreading all over the world, even here to this part of Australia. Wonderful, Wyndham, everywhere. And people of all races are fine because it's the nature of the soul. It's not just a religion. Sometimes people say it's Hindu religion. It's not. It may be practiced by Hindus. It may be a part of what we call the Hindu religion. But it's more than that. This is the constitution, the nature of every being. Not just those born in India. You have a privilege in one sense. You grow up with it, you know. We grow up in Europe, maybe a little Christianity, I don't know. In Holland, maybe a little Christianity is still there, I don't know. Not very emphasized in Holland. Very, very little. Islam is now becoming the main religion in Holland, did you know that? Almost 50% Islam. You say, but maybe 10, 20 years, the majority will be Islam. But generally in Europe, we have a little Christianity, but it's very vague. There's no knowledge of the soul, practically. Practically none. Reincarnation is like the work of the devil. Although they talk about heaven and hell, going there and this and that. The idea of yoga, and not just in Christianity, in other so-called religious areas too, these things are like almost taboo. They even punish people in the past for these type of things. Vegetarianism it's not now, but it was almost like a sacrilege. It was like against religion in some people's minds. It's changing. And in fact, we see in the Western world now, a high number of people believe in the soul. They don't know what it is. We ask people, who are you? What do people say? I think I'm a soul. I don't really know much about it. And you ask people, well, do you believe in reincarnation? And so high percentage of people do now. Not like before. Vegetarianism, I don't know the figures, but it's a very high number now. 10, 20%. It was literally almost nil, zero, almost zero about 50, 60 years ago. So there are changes taking place. In fact, one time, one of the vegetarian society, I think it was in America, the head of the society said, the main influence of people becoming vegetarian is Goswami. All the Hare Krishna restaurants everywhere. We've got fantastic restaurants here in Melbourne. Right? I'm sure most of you have been to Gopal's and Crossways and Radha's. What's the other one called? You've got 4, haven't you? One more, I think some of us are running another one. It's amazing that, this is people being attracted in one sense. In another sense, it's not. Because Krishna is all attractive. He's all attractive. Actually, everyone is looking for Krishna. We just don't know. But everyone is looking. Everyone's looking for happiness. Hare Krishna. And another one, please. The more the merrier. I had one godbrother, his name was Radha Prabhu from America. Maybe 10 years ago. Quite some years ago, he'd been living in India for quite a long time. And he became terminally ill with cancer. And he was on his last few days. He was in Mumbai, and then they go into Vrindavan. And when he arrived in Vrindavan, many people came to see him. We were in his room, and he was there. Everybody was coming with garlands. And gradually he was disappearing under flower gardens. And someone said, Prabhu, stop, stop, because they were quite heavy. And it was like almost covering his whole body. And his face, you could just see his eyes a little bit popping out. And someone said, stop, otherwise he might suffocate. He said, bring more garlands. If I die like this, I will be the most fortunate person to be imagined. Leaving a body under a mountain of garlands offered to Krishna, devotional mind. Most people don't have this, most devotees perhaps don't have it either, to some degree. But this is something we should be really looking for. You never find it in the material world. Can you really find true happiness in this world? Can you really find true peace? Can you really find true love? Something is there, obviously. But is it really satisfying us? Is it really satisfying us? We're always looking for something more. We cannot be. Everything is temporary in this world. This is not a religion, this is a fact. These are facts. They're not religion. People are suffering. Nothing to do with Hindu, Christian, Muslim, Buddhist, atheist. Everyone has to experience it. Isn't it? Everyone has a similar propensity. There are detailed differences with the body and mind, but the internal nature is similar. We're all hungry, maybe in different ways. We're all hungry for satisfaction. The nature of soul, Ananda Dasa, is pleasure seeking. And life is based on even the austerities which we may undergo, study or working hard, whatever it may be, in terms of poor, whatever it is. But they're all nonetheless related to this endeavor of trying to become satisfied. And how can material objects, which are temporary, satisfy the soul? Or satisfy us? We want something permanent. There's nothing worse than losing something which we're very attached to, right? Everyone's experienced that. When you lose something you're attached to, how do you feel? How do you feel? Feel good? I guess most of you are attached to your money, or your mobile, or your bank cards, or your passport, or something. You probably got some wallet in your pocket, or something like a purse. And when you come, you go to your wallet and it's gone. Oh, fantastic, what a great day, I'm so fortunate. My wallet's been stolen. I'm the most fortunate person on the planet. This is marvelous. Do you feel like that? Probably not. Quite the opposite. Even your mobile. You panic as soon as you can't find it after a short while. The brain starts looking, what am I going to do now? Cancel this, call this, do that. Great anxiety, mobile phone. We've created all these things which create anxiety. And we've been attached to it. And the final result is anxiety. Stress. Anxiety if we lose it or whatever. And stress when you got it. Let's face it. Our creative society has probably, their own recognition, they recognize that stress levels are rather high. Isn't it? What do you think? Yes or no? Not sure. Silence. Maybe we're too stressed out to even answer. But medically speaking, it's a fact. High stress levels. A lot of the sickness that we face today is also related to it, medically speaking. High stress levels. Nervous tension. So many things. Mobile phone. They give you warnings now. I don't know mobile phones, but people smoke cigarettes all over the world. They tell you cigarette smoking kills, but you still smoke. Now it causes all kinds of diseases and dangerous things. Every mobiles, mobiles cause, something on earth, radiation waves or stuff like that. We just take this on board. The whole world is just like carried away like this, missing the real purpose of our existence. Are we any happier? Are we really any happier with it? We think it's a necessity, you can't live without it, you've got to pay your mortgage, you've got to pay your education fees, your medical fees, your transport fees, your insurances, your this, your that. So entangled in this world, locked up, you can hardly move. Even in Australia, we have so much space, we can hardly move. We're surrounded by so many people, but we're lonely. We have all modern conveniences, but we're stressed. We have many advanced medical systems, and we're sick. We have science, so much advanced in science, nobody can avoid death. In fact, nobody's really living any longer. You can measure the lifespan, they say it's getting older, but even if it is, it's only very small. But they do not take into account that every single day on this planet, there are around about nearly 200,000 abortions every day. So I doesn't even see the day of light of day. Take that into account, that makes the statistics a little different. So what do you do about it? You're mostly from Indian descent. Now, and you've got this golden opportunity, it's already in your blood. As Krishna Master said, that Indian people in general, Krishna consciousness is pretty covered for most people. But Indian people just scratch the surface, and there it is. It's like a gold mine. In Johannesburg in South Africa was famous for gold. And the gold was right near the surface. You just dig in your garden, you find gold. Actually, that's now. Of course, it's not like that now, but it was. But it's just there. It's not so far to the surface. We just have to, it's literally scratch, but we just have to look a little bit, and it's there. And there's so much to share. In fact, Lord Chaitanya, Krishna in his devotion, as a devotee, would hear that Brahmanda Brahmikekam. Yeah, that's related also. Bharata Bhumike Vaya Manishi Janmaja Janma Satakakara Kara Para Upakara. Those born in India, Bharata, those born in Bharat should make their life successful. How do you make your life successful? Coming to Melbourne, getting a good job in IT, and a nice house in Point Cook, right? That's how you make life successful, right? Is that what Lord Chaitanya said? What do you think? Yes? Ladies seem to think it's a good idea. Gentlemen are a little embarrassed. No, he said, make your life successful. How do you make life successful? Wealth? What I just said, is that success? What's wrong? Can't answer yes or no? No. No, okay. Well, may wonder why we're doing it. Okay, there's other steps of the story, of course. But how can we make our lives successful? Is that a hand up? Yes. Probably right, I couldn't quite hear. He's louder than you. Isn't it amazing how babies have an amazing, strong voice? Little tiny kid, this big. You can hear it from like a kilometer away sometimes. An incredible, powerful way of attracting their voices. It was moved straight through the ether for a far distance. Yes. Right? Being in Krishna consciousness, no, that's really a devotional answer, I must say. Fantastic. But being Krishna conscious, what does that mean? I mean, you can say being conscious of Krishna, that's not what I'm saying. But how does that make you happy? How would that mean? Is there another program going on behind the wall? It sounds very interesting. What's going on behind there? Is that the kids? How many kids are there? 50? Pardon?
20 to 25.
25?
20.
Fantastic. So how does that make you happy? Being Christian, maybe you say, oh, actually, if I think about it, it doesn't. No, but if it does, how does it make you happy?
It says, Shushukam Kartamapayam.
Pardon?
It says, Shushukam Kartamapayam.
What's that, French? I know what it means, but I don't think I've ever heard it. Yeah, no, that's a good answer, but it's not the question exactly. I said, how does Krishna consciousness make you happy? Why does it make you happy?
Because when you surrender to the Krishna, he gives you peace of mind and you get stress free. And that makes you feel happy.
That's a good one. That's a big one. It's a secondary one, but it's a big one. You get peace of mind and you become stress free. Now, a lot of people want that, don't they? Probably most people want it, especially stress free, in a sense. Yeah, you can be peaceful if we surrender in your good words, surrender to Krishna. Anything else? I put my glasses on, I can't see very well.
When we please Krishna,
Ladies,
Krishna
okay.
will please us.
Huh? Love and devotion. Okay? When you surrender to Krishna in love and devotion, what happens then? And serve.
And you get the peacefulness and also being conscious.
You become peaceful
You will be stress-free and
and stress-free. Good. Just expanding on your point with a little more details. Anything else? Yes.
We are part and parcel of Krishna, so when we serve Krishna, then we.
Very philosophical one there, isn't it? You're part and parcel of Krishna. That's quite a statement. Most people don't know what it means. I mean, many people, even on spiritual stories, part and parcel of Krishna. What does that mean? Unusual term. How can you describe that, that we're part and parcel of Krishna? Prabhu will give an example. I don't know if it's everything, but probably an example to illustrate this. Let's take, for instance, a fingernail. Not to be the best example, you can do the catch. Let's take something a bit better. An ear. Ear. It's a part of the body that's not whole. Right? When you're parcel of the body, it's a part of the body. So it's part of the body. So the living entity is a part of the whole in that sense. You could say that. Now, if the ear is separated from the body, are you happy? Is it nice? I don't know if anyone here has ever had that experience. But it's probably not very nice. I mean, if anything, it's been somebody who may have lost a limb or a finger, different things, even that's not very nice, is it? When you lose your finger or something, that happens. It's not very nice. You don't feel happy about it, do you? When the finger's attached to the body, you don't think about it much, but actually you're experiencing, the finger doesn't separate experience, but you're experiencing happiness. So the soul, similarly, when separated from the whole, it can't really experience happiness. Have you ever, gulab-jamuns, I'm sure you all know quite well what a gulab-jamun is. It's very sweet preparation. When if the hand tries to enjoy it on its own, will it be happy? Yeah, we can. Have you got gulaps on the menu tonight? Maybe not. But say there's gulabs, and your hand suddenly decides, I am not going to give it to the mouth. I am going to enjoy it myself. You have a problem now. Sometimes that may happen, but the coordination is lost, the hand acts and the head seems to act independently. So the hand takes the gulab. How can it enjoy the gulab? What can it do with the gulab? Squeeze it, rub it. What else can it do? Flatten it, what else? Huh? Break it. Different things, you might get a little bit of it in, a little bit. That was great, I smashed the gulab. Wow. But there's no gulab left to smash after that. And what next? It was like that in the material world, we're trying to enjoy the energies of God. We can only enjoy a little bit. And then time takes it away. It's gone. And even once we've got it, most of the time we're not satisfied. There's some disturbance. The other entity behaves in a way which brings us disturbance, stress. The nature is good. I mean, if you want to really be happy, you have to realize that. The material world is not meant to be a place of trying to enjoy. Of course, by nature we enjoy it, we want to enjoy it. But the material world is not designed to fully satisfy that propensity to carry on the shashvatam. The temporary place and the suffering, unavoidable suffering ever. Everything has its what we call constitution. Right? We take anything around us. Now, most of you here are probably, who likes chili? Anyone like chilies? Don't be shy, just put your hand up. Who likes chilies? Come on. If I put my hand up, maybe a few more will. Who likes chilies? Not many. There's no people from Tamil Nadu. You don't like chili? You do. Thank you for being honest. Generally, in many parts of India, not just Tamil Nadu, but in many places, chili is very appreciated. Along with chili is an important food stuff. But, if I give you a chili, can I have a chili with the prasadam, please? It's not any spice there. So you get a chili, and you taste the chili, and the chili is bitter. How do you feel? Bitter. You'll be disappointed, won't you? You might like bitter food, but you don't expect that to be in a chili. Or if we give you a gulab jamun, to put on gulabs. Who likes gulabs? You're not very responsive. You don't like gulabs? They don't like gulabs. All the more for you. Yeah, we have more for ourselves. But there's this say like gulabs, if we don't. Let's say like a gulab. And I give you a gulab. Now you may have had this experience. You take the gulab, you're all excited. The last preparation on the feast. A beautiful, round, shining looking gulab. And what looks like, sugar water. And rasa. Just about to taste it. You bite it. Ugh. It's bitter as bitter. So bitter. What is this? He said. What is this? What is this preparation? This is not a gulab. It looks like one. But they soak it in neem juice instead of sugar juice. Next, good way. Definitely the cook will be running for his life. That sometimes happens. Maybe not neem juice, something else. And many times we didn't realize it was salt. We thought it was sugar. You put salt in instead of sugar. That's happens. We have one experience, many experiences in Malaysia when I was there. And one which really stands out, of course many of you have heard it before, but I never forget that one. That was an incredible experience. We just had this fabulous kirtan. It was midday, we saw the program at midday on Sunday. With this amazing kirtan, oh my, sweating from head to toe, you know. 50s of us walking it gets really hot in the days, you know, 35 degrees. We're all very hot, sweaty. One wonderful, beautiful devotee took his time out to make cups of pineapple juice ready for everybody when they came out from the kitchen. What a nice thought. So we could come out and immediately quench our thirst on pineapple juice. It's like a lot of pineapple juice in the lazy way. So many juices. So pineapple juice. And we're all coming out from the kitchen. And this whole table, 8 times bigger than this table here, full of cups of pineapple juice. Totally thirsty like anything. Very eager. The boys were just grabbing the juice from this to that. Great relief. And within a few seconds, bubbles are coming out of their mouth. Spitting it out. What is this? And this lovely devotee said, it's pineapple juice. But this is not pineapple juice, this is horrible. It's pineapple juice, I just got it from the kitchen, it's pineapple juice. And just as he said that, the cook came out, pineapple juice, Prabhu, pineapple juice. He looked at the cook. The cook looked at him and said, what have you got there? I bought the pineapple out already. No, you didn't. What bucket have you got there? Oh my God. That's the bucket I just cleaned the kitchen with. It looked the same. It was brown and, you know, bubbles have settled down. Pineapple juice is so bubbly sometimes, I didn't notice that. It was the slop water from washing down the kitchen floor and the sinks and everything else. It looked like it. We were all anticipating it. We're going to enjoy like anything. Wow. Material life can be like that too. We thought that, this is going to make me happy. But the Constitution of Gulab is supposed to be sweet. Mango is supposed to be sweet. You can have sour ones also. Everything has its constitution. And if it's not acting upon its constitution, it's not very nice. So we, the living entity, every person, we have our constitution, our nature. We're trying to fulfill that constitution in an unconstitutional place. This material world is called, to the soul, characteristic of the soul, is eternal. That's why we never end in our desires to enjoy, to exist, or whatever it is. We never like to have to give up our lives. This nature is eternal. It's unconstitutional to experience death. It's unconstitutional to experience stress or suffering of various kinds. It's unconstitutional to be in such ignorance that we're in of our identity and what happens when we leave this body, why I'm born in such and such a place, why are we subjected to this, why are they born in this situation, and so on. It's not natural. The material world is the soul, the spiritual soul, is Sat Chit Ananda, full of this eternal knowledge. The material world is Asat, that means temporary. It is Achit, it's covered by ignorance, causing all the problems, you could say. Because ignorance is the cause of fear, it's the cause of so many anxiety and so on. And it is Nirananda. There is no real bliss. There's some sort of chapel, flickering happiness. Comes and goes. Sometimes you get a little bit, then it's gone. And then you have to work hard, a little bit, and it's gone. Family members, you get a little pleasure, and it's gone. The wealth, you have it from it, it's gone. The nature of this world is like that, that's it. That is Nirananda. So the soul, by nature, is the opposite. It cannot possibly fulfill his existence in this material world. So that's another aspect related to one of the later said just now, part and parcel of Krishna, We have our constitution, Krishna has his constitution. The living entity has similar qualities to Krishna. Now the difference being is that Krishna is the reservoir of pleasure. Govindam Hari Purusham We worship that Govinda. He's the reservoir of pleasure. The reservoir of pleasure. Imagine entering into, it's a very beautiful verse, I'll just read it to you, the second chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. 245, I think. Something like that. Now this verse is very 246. It's not very common, but in one sense it refers to this law. Yadam Arpuhurapane Sarvataksam Tathorike. You know this verse? Who studied the Bhakti Shastri? Bhakti Shastri? Not yet. Maybe in time. Tavam Sarveshu Vedeshu Ramanasya Vijayantam. Krishna says to Arjuna, this is a very deep verse, all purposes served by a small well. All purposes served by a small well can at once be served by a great reservoir of water. Does it make sense? You have a little pool of well water. You may be able to do so many things in there, but they're limited. But when you have a great reservoir, you can do that and many more, isn't it? In fact, when we look at the world today, sometimes there's a concern about the environment, concern about the shortage of water, different things, fresh water. Where does the water come from? Where does it come from? The tap. It comes from the tap, right? Turn the tap and the water comes. Now a child may think like that, but you might know more than that. What do you know?
From the ground.
Pardon? Where does it come from? Rain. Where did the rain come from?
Sky.
Pardon? Clouds. Where did the clouds come from? Huh?
Demigod.
Huh?
Demigod.
The demigods. Okay, that you can go further. But on this planet, where did the clouds come from? Where did they get the water from? The ocean. The ocean supplying all the water. So similarly, like this, like the great reservoir. Of course, there's the salt water for another reason. But the fact is, the water does come, very mystically. How it suddenly becomes, the salt. Only the water is evaporated. Forms condensation, forms, raindrops, whatever they call it, water vapor or something. And you get, it's amazing how it happens. Absolutely miraculous. Then it falls on the land, and it goes back to the water, the ocean. But the real source of all that is the ocean. So whatever you find, a little well, a little pond, a lake, whatever, comes from the ocean. And similarly, whatever purposes is served by a small well can be served by the great ocean. We're in the material which is like a little well, like a little bucket or something. We're in the little bucket, and we're trying to enjoy that little bucket. Prabhupada, as Spiritual Master, tells the story of a frog in the well. Have you heard that story? A frog in the well? Not all of you have heard it, maybe. I'm not talking very much Leela tonight. We're talking on practicality. You have to get the foundation there first. You can't, build a nice house unless you have a strong foundation. So this is all foundation stuff. That's why at the beginning of the Bhagavad Gita, this is foundation. Krishna hardly mentions Leela in the Gita. That comes later. Prepare ourselves so we can really enter into that reservoir of pleasure. So, a frog in the well. I'm sure you've seen frogs. So, Mr. Frog, let's call him. What name should we give him? Give him a name. Come on, give me a name. Frog in the well. Huh?
Dr. Frog.
Huh?
Dr. Frog.
Who? Dr. Frog. Now there's not much of a philosopher, is there? Frog in the well. Give him a name. Okay, Joe. Okay. Easy name. Joe. He lives in his well. He knows nothing but his well. Like we live in this world, we know nothing but our little worlds that we live in. So Joe's in his well. Oh, my well, it's so big, it's so nice in my well. One day along is another friend of his named Fred. Froggy Fred the Frog. Fred the Frog went for a holiday somewhere. He left the well, and he went outside the well, and he went somewhere else. And he had the shock of his life. Fred went to the ocean. He never knew it existed before. He went to the ocean, and Fred saw the ocean. My God, this ocean is so big compared to Joe's well. I'm going to tell Joe about this massive piece of water. So Fred comes back to see Joe, and Joe goes, "Oh, welcome back, Fred. Where have you been? Where have you been, old frog?" And you know, Fred says, "You, Joe, you won't believe where I've been. You won't believe it." "What do you mean I won't believe it?" "I have been to a body of water. I've seen a body of water so big you won't believe it." And Joe says, "Oh, bigger than my well?" "Joe, it's so much bigger than your well." And Joe can't believe it. There's something bigger than his well. It's like scientists sometimes can't believe that anyone is more intelligent than them. They're the most humble people that have ever existed in eternity. That's the philosophy. Never in eternity has any living entity anywhere in the universe existed more intelligent than me. That's basically what I say. Basically. They deny any other previous, generations, or previous races, previous cultures, etc. They just dismiss them all as uncivilized, uneducated, barbaric, cavemen, forest dwellers. Complete dismissal. And there's no life on any other planet, even if there is maybe some little amoebas or something. Very cool. So Joe was a little bit surprised. It's not possible. My well, something is bigger than my well? And your frogs, they have this kind of thing that pops up, So Joe says, "Bigger than my well?" "Bigger than this? Bigger than this?" "Oh, Joe, much bigger than that." "Come on, Fred, it can't be that much bigger." "Much bigger, Joe." "Bigger than this?" "Oh, bigger than this?" "Bigger than this?" I said, "Oh, Joe is much bigger." "How much bigger?" Bang! The big bang takes place. And the universe is created. It all came from Joe the Frog. The whole creation. We have to thank Joe the Frog for the material world that we live in. According to Mr. Science, Dr. Frog's we had to bring it in since she gave that name. Dr. Frog in the singing. So before we finish, we've just started, as always. We haven't really got very far tonight in terms of I just finished that verse. So this verse is very significant. It means a lot, really. Similarly, all purposes of the Vedas are served to one who knows the purpose behind them. Krishna says, "One who knows me as the supreme personality of Godhead, beyond doubt, is understood to be the knower of everything." What more do you need to know? Krishna is the source of knowledge. Everything comes from him. The goal of knowledge It's to know Krishna. So if you know Krishna, you've already accomplished the purpose of the Vedas. There's no need to make any separate endeavor. You've reached the goal of yoga, the goal of tapasya, austerities, the goal of welfare, the goal of study, the goal of everything, sacrifices. You've reached the goal of everything if one knows Krishna as he is. And Krishna's reservoir pleasure. So and this verse changed, a little bit of change for myself. When I read this verse for the first time in the right light, I really was convinced that by connecting with Krishna, that by entering into devotional service to Krishna, connecting with Krishna, the real thing we were looking for would be fulfilled. It's not money. It's not a nice house in Point Cook. It's not a good education. It's not a nice family. These things we do look for. But that's not the real point. We're doing these things because we want to feel these emotions. The experience of happiness, freedom from stress, peace, loving exchange. By nature, every soul, even other species of life, are looking for this. It's the nature of the soul. And when we connect with Krishna, the real essence of all of our endeavors is fulfilled by connecting with Krishna. Peace, not just peace and freedom from stress due to material existence, but happiness, permanent, unending happiness, not affected in the material world by the modes of nature. We're still connected with this world, unaffected by the duality of this world, unaffected, peaceful even in the midst of turmoil, happy even in the midst of what would normally be distress, and experiencing love for Krishna and all the beings. And desiring that when the person who knows how to swim and someone's drowning, they want to somehow to save them from the ocean. So one who has this realization, their life is, their only suffering, says Paradukaduki, their only suffering is for seeing other living entities suffer. Not just filling their belly or putting clothes on them, that goes on, it's okay. But suffering is due to this ignorance of our real nature, our identity, and our relationship with Krishna, or our forgetfulness of Krishna. So we do everything we can to try to help us to remember we do have a relationship with Krishna. It's a loving relationship, it's not just reverence. And do everything we can to awaken that with us, both directly and indirectly. We try everything they can. So these great personalities, like our spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada, I forgot to do in the last program, but I have here a beautiful deity. You can come and see him, I don't know how, somehow. He's a beautiful deity. Srila Prabhupada, the founder of one of these great personalities who come from the spiritual realm to this realm to give us this opportunity to reconnect with the reservoir pleasure, Supreme Personality of God. So this deity of Prabhupada is very small, it's made of metal, and it's so beautifully molded, it's so beautiful, the reproduction is so beautiful, so accurate. Everyone says it's the most closest deity form of Prabhupada they've seen, although it's so small. You can see his fingernails as clear as anything. With each and every individual neck bead is visible. The little tiny knot on his Udata is visible. The veins are there on his hand and on his face. Everything, all the indentations exactly. Beautiful replication. It was a gift from the boys in Moscow, our Sankirtan department in Moscow sent from myself and others as a reciprocation, a loving exchange for helping them to purchase vehicles so they could preach Krishna consciousness in Russia. And so they did this beautiful replica of Sri Prabhupada. And they made it from metal. But when they went out distributing books during December on the streets of Moscow, they collected up the coins, melted down the coins, and used those coins to make this deity. So if you want to come and see Aakash, you're most welcome. It really makes you realize who with God. All we need is the association of great souls, pure devotees of the Lord, and the awakening in our hearts of Krishna consciousness, which is there. It's something that just has to be awoken. It's not something of the spark. It is constitutional. Our actual constitution is Krishna consciousness, or the mood of service. Prabhupada said our constitution is service. So we see that constitution acting in this world as well, serving our family, serving our country, serving our senses. But the proper, the perfection of that constitution is to serve Krishna. So Srila Prabhupada and many great personalities enter into this world to remind us, to take our service propensity, our loving propensity, our whatever propensity we have, and connect it with Krishna, so that we feel the presence of Krishna. And we feel happy, satisfied, peaceful, you name it. And hankerings, nashotiti nakoshiti. You'll no longer freak out when you lose your mobile phone. You may still try to get it back because you're using it in Krishna service. It won't be quite the same. You understand everything is temporal. Life is physical, life is temporal, everything. And do all you can to try to assist the jiva, the living entity, to attain their eternal constitutional spiritual position in relationship with Krishna. So there's a bucket coming up now, I'm not sure what that's for. Bucket's up here. Maybe, what am I supposed to do? What's the bucket for?
So that's cookies for, it's just cookies for give to all the devotees.
Cookies! Wow! Fantastic, thank you so much. We're going to have cookies in a minute. Whatever cookies offer to the deities, offer to the Lord. How fortunate we are. In the whole of Melbourne, there are 5 million people, and maybe 100 or 200 a year, this little tiny corner of Melbourne, and we're getting the chance to receive Krishna's Prashadam. So powerful is this Prashadam. Just by honoring Prashadam, we can attain the love of God. If you know the story, Lord Shiva, when he heard this, Narada Muni, first of all, when he heard this, how powerful Mahaprasad is, the Lord Mahaprasad. He so much wanted to get that Mahaprasad that Narada Muni went to Vaikuntha and served. He didn't directly serve Krishna. He served the will of Lakshmi for ages of time, somehow to get her blessing so that she could deliver the mercy of the Lord Narayana. And eventually, when she said, "You serve me so well, please ask for me whatever boon you would like, O dear Narada." He said, "I only want one thing. I simply want a little bit of the Lord's Mahaprasad." So Lakshmi Devi was, "Oh no, ask for something else." That's all I want. I'll have to ask my Lord because I promised I wouldn't give his prasad until I wanted. So she did. And Lord Narayan said, "Okay, this time you made a big mistake, Devi. But this time you give Narada, but not again. Don't make such a promise again." So when you make a promise to anyone, well, how can I serve you? You have to be ready. They ask you to do something. You have to be ready. So she gave that Maha to Narada. And Narada honored some Prashadam, and he went into such ecstasy beyond imagination. And he was going around the universes, the spiritual and material universe. He came to Kailash with Shiva, in one sense, at least in relation to this world, brother of Narada, both came from Brahma. So, "Oh, my dear brother Narada, what is the cause of your ecstasy today? Why are you so excited? I've never seen you like this before." So, ecstatic, but today, more than any time I've ever seen you. What's happening? "Oh, my dear brother, you will not believe my good fortune. Today I received the Mahaprasad of Lord Narayan." "Oh, well, that's good news. Where's my share?" Well, you know what prasad's like. You know, when you get some special prasad and it's hard, isn't it? No one's watching. They're like little sparrows looking around. Pieces away there. Nothing left. All gone. All gone. What? All gone? You don't know what it's like. It's happening. I was just saying. I'm your brother. It's all gone. He put his hand in his pouch. One grain of rice was still there. Gave it to Lord Shiva. Oh! Lord Shiva went dancing, banging on his drum, dancing, the Tandami dance, bouncing, jumping, roaring. The whole universe was rocking as he was pounding on his drum and beating his feet on the ground in ecstasy. The whole world was shocked. All the devas and the heavenly planets were rocking and rolling. Not because it was the Beatles or the Rolling Stones or something, because Lord Shiva was dancing like this, they were all going left and right. What to do? The whole universe is not meant to be destroyed right now. What's Lord Shiva doing? Has he gone mad? What's happening? Parvati, Parvati, quickly save the universe! What is going on here? She ran to Lord Shiva. Prabhu! Prabhu! Stop! Lord Shiva stopped. Devi, what have you done? Oh, what have you done? I was experiencing ecstasy like never before. You stopped me. Oh, my dear Prabhu, the whole universe was about to be destroyed. I beg you, please, forgive me. All right, I'll never do that again. My Lord, please tell me, what is the cause of your ecstasy? Lord Shiva says, Devi, you can understand. But please tell me, I'm your better half. Okay. I today received a grain of Lord Narayan's Mahaprasad. Prabhu, I'm your better half. Where's my share? Devi, you are not entitled to a share. That was not good policy. Bear that in mind, boys. That is not good policy when discussing your better halves. You are not entitled. She went into a rage. I am Vaishnavi! I am also devotee of Lord Narayan! How can you say like this? All your so-called love for me is simply pretense! You don't love me at all! Vain! I will now destroy the whole universe! Probably you've seen this in family life. Both sides. He was in a rage. Unless every living entity is entitled to this Mahaprasadam, I will destroy the universe. What's the use of it? She didn't know what to do. He couldn't do anything about this. It was one step too far. He didn't know what to do. Luckily, Lord Narayan was aware of this precarious situation. He quickly appeared on the spot. The Kyaun Parvati was in an Adishakti, destructive form. He calmed her down. Dear Parvati, please be assured, I will appear in this room, and I will make sure that everybody gets the chance to get my marks. Jai Maharati Jai! From the form of Lord Jagannath and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, constant from all of you, we have this chance to satisfy Parvati, save the universe, and get Lord Shiva off the hook. Great opportunity. Mahaprasade Goswami Maharaj. Hare Krishna, please come up. Take the darshan to the Prabhupada if you so will.
Go, Mike.
Announcements. You're not saying the same thing about me, and now you've changed it. We're sorry about all the things we said about the Swami at the beginning. we were misled to understand he was exalted and was doing this and that. Thank you for coming, Maharaj. Let's see you in Vrindavan sometime.